Hey y'all, hey, this is your girl Kat, and I'm back with another video. However, this one is a little bit more different than my other videos. So yeah, I'm just gonna get right into it. So this picture that you see here is a picture of a young woman by the name of Terrilynn Monette. She was found submerged in her car in New Orleans back in 2013. Now, I found this story interesting to me because at the time I had just gotten married and me and my girls had took a quick trip to the NO, New Orleans. I guess you can say in replace of a bachelorette party. So we just wanted to take the train and go to New Orleans and just have a good time. And furthermore, I had never been there. So that was, I guess you can say, in place of my bachelorette party. But anyway, so while we were there, we found out there was a missing lady by the name of Terrilynn Monette. Broke my heart from the very beginning when I first heard the story, with her being a school teacher and just how young she was and just how devastating the story was sounding with her being missing. So while we are there, having a good time, partying, hitting up Bourbon Street, which was awesome, I must say. In the back of my mind, I was always just wondering, like, where could this lady be? Is she okay? I was feeling sad for her family, not knowing where she is. Like, what happened to her to the point to where it could be something devastating after having a couple of drinks with friends after celebrating, so we had a good time, but the whole time in the back of my mind, it was like this weird mystery thing going on. Where is Terrilynn Monette? So while we're there trying to have a suns out, buns out type of vibe, we are having to literally stay close than normal and just make sure all of us are in sight wherever we went, because there was a lady missing. So that lets us know that either someone was on the prowl for young ladies or just plain something terrible happened. Either way it goes. So just a quick background, guys, on Terrilynn. So she was originally from Long Beach, California. Her mom's name is Tony Enclade, and her father's name is Terry Monette. So I guess that's where she got her name from, right? Terrilynn, which is beautiful, by the way. Or was. But yeah, so she was originally from Long Beach, California, but she ended up moving to New Orleans because she found a program that was going on supposedly to help lower class or poverty children. And she, wanted to give back to her community, so you can say. So she jumped on that train and moved to New Orleans. So it was I guess like a humanitarian move that she made when she came to New Orleans. It wasn't on like following no guy or blind date or anything crazy. It was like she had her head on straight. So during Terrylynn's first year of teaching, she was a second grade teacher, and she had those students' scores just rising tremendously. She was excelling all over the board, test scores just coming up from everywhere. And so she basically turned around that program of children that had been failing, and let people know, let the world know that they are bright children, regardless of what they were being classified. So she did that, and kudos to her for making that sacrifice and taking the time out to build and instill into those children the things that they needed to learn to get past what they needed to pass, right? So yeah, guys, I commend her for that. After the first year of her being there and excelling and propelling those children forward, she received a nomination for Teacher of the Year, on which she actually won. So on the evening of March the 2nd, 2013, she had gone out with some friends that we are told to have a couple of drinks, and just to celebrate her accomplishments, right? So they had a few drinks, and at the end of the night, I guess she was so out of it to where she couldn't drive. The so-called friends told police that they left her at the car in where she was supposed to be taking a nap, for to say. I'm not sure, but that is what was told to the police, that they left her at her car and she was supposed to be going to sleep in the car until she slept off her drunkenness. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but to me, that right there just didn't sit right with me from jump. So yeah, that's what happened the night of. She supposedly was to take a nap in her car. So around 5 a.m., she was said to have left the bar to be heading home, but she never made it home. So the last sighting of Terrilynn Monette was around New Orleans City Park, where the bayou is, and they basically said that she turned left and her car was no longer in sight of the camera lights. So yeah, we do not know for sure what actually happened after she made that last left turn. So guys, here we have a 26-year-old young lady moved from Long Beach, California to New Orleans. It's unknown if she had any family members living in New Orleans, but the original game plan was for her to teach off of the program called Teach NOLA. And it's basically a program that brings educators to New Orleans to teach in impoverished areas, children that are lacking or not doing their best capabilities. So they bring in educators to help turn those goals around for those children. And she did that. So we have her here. And then when she wins the Teacher of the Year award, goes out with some friends, have a couple of drinks, but she ends up missing. Right? So, like I stated, that was March the 2nd. This lady, this young woman, stayed missing all the way until June the 8th. Guys, 97 days later, 3 months later, she went missing until then, in which an off-duty cop, Slidell cop, supposedly took time off of his off day to use his equipment that he had been using and mastering at to go back out to the bayou and search again for vehicle. So, mind you, this is an area that was supposedly had been searched way before June, but no cars were there were some cars that had been found, but none of them was Terrylynn's, right? So that area had been searched before, but her car wasn't there. But now, all of a sudden, on a Saturday, June the 7th, the Slidell cop, or off-duty cop, should I say, had took time out of his day to go and search the bayou. And lo and behold, he discovers Miss Terrilynn Monette's car. It said that she had a Honda Accord, and her body was in the driver's seat, badly decomposed. So you can imagine what she looked like. Had she been there for 3 months underwater? Yeah, that's terrible. The authorities ruled her death as a drowning, for there were no signs of trauma to the body, the police said. However, Terrylynn's mom thinks otherwise and states that she wanted to have the FBI get involved from the mishandling of the New Orleans Police Department. But the police department did deny the accusations, and from my understanding, the FBI was not ever brought in. So I guess they put that to rest. The people are saying that she must have fallen back asleep during her drive home, because that was the way that she would have taken to go home, Harrison Avenue and Wisner Boulevard, and ended up in the bayou somehow, possibly falling asleep at the wheel. It's still a mystery how Monette's car was overlooked during repeated searches of the bayou, and her mother is still upset that her daughter was not found sooner. She was saying that they needed answers. And I agree. I agree that the family does need answers, although they did get some sort of closure with finding the car and her body in it. But to not know the actual cause of death is kind of mind-boggling in itself. So I truly hope that Miss Tony can muster up the strength to get the FBI involved once more, because it sounds like it possibly could have been politics. Also, considering she was raising the bar for those students, and maybe, just maybe, someone in the school system didn't like that, and just didn't want anyone around that would help raise the bar for those kids. I don't know, that's kind of like taking a jab or, going off the deep end, but you just never know, especially with things like this in politics. But prayers for the family, for this young lady, and we'll always remember her name, Terrilynn Monette. You were a pillar in the community, and sadly taken way early before your time. So rest in peace, beautiful soul, and I hope the family gets the closure that it needs. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below regarding this story. What are your thoughts on that? Guys, one more other thing that kind of threw me for a loop was, it was also said that there was a young man or should I say an unidentified male, seen talking to Miss Terrilynn Monette outside of this bar shortly before she went to her car to get a nap or so-called sleep. So that was another thing going around in my head, or a couple questions that I was thinking about. Who was this unidentified male? I mean, nobody knew him. Nobody even thought to question this person. I feel like it needs to be a little bit more answers, and maybe reopened one more time to just kind of cover all the bases of the case, and just, you know, cross a couple of more T's, dot a little bit more I's, so that it'll bring more clarity to the family once and for all. So again, guys, please do not forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and also hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified the very next time I drop another video. Alright guys, thanks so much for tuning in. If you made it this far, I really appreciate you for helping me grow my page. Yeah, please just drop down in the comments. Let me know what your thoughts are on this story. Bye.